Hi, how are you guys? So today we're gonna talk about palindrome number, Leetcode problem number 9. Palindrome number is the any number that if you whether read it from the start or from the end, it's the same, like 1 to 1. So even if you read it from the start or end, it's always gonna be 1 to 1. So we are gonna talk about how to find whether a given number is palindrome or not. Given an integer 1 to 1, as you can clearly see, it's a palindrome number, right? But how we can write a code for that? And for all of this question, it would be much beneficial to you if you pause the video and ponder over it for a few minutes, try to come up with your own ideas, so you know what are the challenges or what we need to do. So let's think. First thing that may come to your mind is changing it to a string. So if instead of integer, if you change it to a string, and then you can start looking at the first and the last one, and if they are same, then go inside and check the second and the second last one. And if you see, if one of those number is not same, then it is not a palindrome number. So if you have something like that, you check this first, and then we check this, and okay, it is a palindrome number. Okay guys, so let's assume you are given this integer 1. Okay, then you can turn it into a string. So now string is this 14241, and then we have to see the first and last, and then increase first by 1, decrease last by 1, and check this, and then check this. So the algorithm may look very much like a binary search algorithm, but let's see. So our first index we want to check is, let's say, index first. That's going to be index, so it's going to be integer, it starts with 0. And the last index that we want to check is the last one, right? But the size of this is 5. So let's say s dot size, but size is 5, right? It's 5 long, but index starts with 0, so last index is 4. 0 1 2 3 4. So you have to deduct 1 to get the last index, right? And then what we are going to do, we are going to have while loop, because for after once we check this, let me use another. Once we check this first, we are going to increase first by 1, decrease last by 1, and check this. Once we are here, then we are going to increase first by 1, come here, and decrease last by 1. Once we are done with that, increase first, decrease last, and come here, and we know, okay, we reached here, first and last is same, so we stop. So we are gonna do a while loop. It says that as long as first is less than last, if first equals last, or when if you have an even number 1 to 2 1, you're gonna check this, increase 1, decrease 1, come here, then you're gonna increase 1 and decrease 1. So first is here now, last is here, so first becomes greater than last, so this is going to be false. So we have to do this as long as first is less than last, and then we are going to see if we want first is not equal to last, then you are going to return false. It's not palindrome number. Let's see if you have something like this. So you check this and this. Okay, if they are not equal, you just return false. If they are equal, then you can say, okay, increase first by 1, decrease last by 1, and do it until first is less than last. As long as it becomes last, or if it is greater than last, stop doing this. And if you finish this whole number, whether it's this number or this number, and you never return false, it means it's a palindrome number. So if you given this, you check this, and okay, then increase first by 1, decrease last by 1, first and last is equal, you are done with this loop, return true. This is palindrome number. So that's the string manipulation. Okay guys, so here's the problem, and you are given an int x. So first thing that we did is turn it into a string. Let's say strings as is, and there is a function in C++ called toString, and you just turn that will turn it into a string. And then we need to access the first index, so that is an integer. First is at index 0, and the last, that is at the size minus 1, because index starts at 0. And I will put a video up that gives you the idea that why in the most programming language index starts at 0. Okay, then we are gonna do a while loop that as long as first is less than last. So first will equal last if you have if you have odd digit number, right? For example, 1 2 3 2 1. So your first is you are gonna compare 1 and 1, then you are gonna compare 2 and 2, and then first and last is both gonna be at 3. So it's gonna be equal last, and the while loop is gonna end. If the digit is even number like 1 2 2 1, then your first is first, and you're gonna compare 1 and 1, then 2 and 2, and then your first is gonna be bigger than last, and the loop is gonna stop executing. Okay, while first is less than last, you want to do that, and if as first is not equal to as last, you return false. Or if what you are comparing is good, then you just check the next number. So you increase first by 1, decrease last by 1, and then if you get to the end and everything is equal and you haven't returned the false, you return true. It's a palindrome number. Guys, this is a very common pattern. If you want to check something, just check whether if it's false or not. If it's false once, you can just directly return false. So if two numbers that you are checking is not equal, you can just return false right and right there. But to return true, you have to check everything. So this pattern is very common in so many problems. So let's see whether it works or not. Alright, so it works. Let's try to submit it. Okay guys, so that's good. But still, this is good, but the problem description actually gives a follow-up that can you do it without converting the integer to a string? So if asked in an interview, it's totally acceptable solution. But if they, once you're done, they say, okay, can you do it without turning it to a string? And then the problem gets little bit interesting. So let's try to see what we can do with it.